The genius chef extended his index finger. He dipped his finger in the tomahawk pork chop. The flavor of the pork is just right. The heat was just right. He realizes the flavor was enough to impress the judges. Mike stops his teammates in their tracks. He sees that his teammate won't listen. Mike reached out to stop him, but he couldn't avoid it, and he burned his palm on the sauce. Their only sauce was spilled all over the floor. The team was furious. The team was dumbfounded. The bell rings to end the game. The match was declared over. The three judges came over. They looked at the mediocre plate. They looked at the plate of mediocre pork chops. The judges were not interested. They wanted to taste it and leave. They didn't realize the flavor of the pork chop filled their mouths. The shrimp were overwhelmed. The judges announced the result. They were so happy, and while they were happy, Mike thanked the judge, Annie. He didn't know that he'd caught the attention of the judges. In the evening, Annie, the judge, was heading home from work, but as she passed by the kitchen, the staff was gathered around the stove, and was curious and approached them. Mike was frying up the leftovers from the competition. He's making a late-night snack for everyone. The judges came to see what was going on. Mike rushed to ask Annie, want some? And he gets a response. Mike methodically starts the oil in the pan, add the tenderloin and the side dishes, saute them over high heat, then add the seasonings to bring out the flavors. Soon, a bowl of stir-fried with a unique flavor. Annie took a look and took a piece of meat to taste, but she only chewed it twice. The unique flavor instantly brought back memories of a time 15 years ago. This poor boy took out $100,000 of top-quality black base. He cut the belly of the fish with a knife to remove the fishy smell, to get rid of the fishy flavor. Mike puts a layer of ginger on the plate and sprinkled the top with green onion juice to add flavor. Heirloom sauce on the sea base. Quickly place it in a cage drawer. Steam it over high heat for 6 minutes and 1 second. That's it. A secret steamed black sea base is ready. He is the third generation of Red Phoenix Restaurant. Mike grew up under the influence of his grandfather. He wanted to be a top chef so that he could carry on the historic restaurant. However, due to the long hours of work, Grandpa suddenly collapsed in the restaurant. Mike was in the hospital taking care of him. He took a look around. The TV was showing the King of Kitchen competition. The winner would be crowned King of the Kitchen, and more importantly, $1 million in prize money for the sake of my comatose grandfather and the restaurant that's about to go out of business. Mike decided to enter the competition, and after some simple packing, Mike left for Shanghai alone. But as soon as he stepped off the plane, he was attracted to the food. Mike remembered he had work to do. He rushed to the audition site. The staff told him that the application had closed. Stay out of the way. $1 million was just a few steps away. Mike thought for a moment. He took advantage of the staff's inattention. He posed as a forfeit. He sneaked into the arena with the order of the host. The King of Culinary Arts competition officially began. The first round of the competition is a home-cooked dish, omelette. Mike breaks the eggs into a bowl, and then there's an operation. He pours the egg mixture directly into the pan. The judges are about to come up to him. Mike's going to hit the pan. He flips the egg out of shape, then he throws it on the plate, and the omelette comes out of the pan. Wow. Oh boy, you're very good. Straight to the top. That's it. After a fierce competition, Mike was able to win with his excellent cooking skills. In just a few rounds, he easily eliminated 100 contestants. He finally made it to the final four of the competition. He's a talented chef from a poor family. He has no training whatsoever. In the competition, he created the perfect dish. The 3 Michelin-starred chef judge tasted it. He couldn't hide his excitement. He said one word of praise. Absolute. The competition is getting more and more intense. With his excellent cooking skills, he's made it to the final four of the competition. Watching the rest of the competitors get busy, but Mike was frozen in place, and he wouldn't do anything about it. And for a moment, all his childhood memories came back to him. Thinking back to his grandfather's siu-mai, Mike immediately had an idea. He grabbed the flour and sprinkled it on the board, spreading the egg mixture into the flour and mixing it. Then he held a knife in both hands. He quickly chopped up the meat and mixed it in. David is attracted by the sound of horses' hooves. The 4 contestants have finished their dishes. After she tasted their dishes, Annie walked slowly to Mike. She looked at the 5 buns in the cage. Annie was confused. Annie picks up a bun and looks at it, and realized that the crust was made of very thin noodles. Annie took a bite and savored it. Delicious. It's good. After Annie's comment, the audience applauded. And Mike, with his unique insights into food, he has made it to the finals. He's going to compete with the previous King of Kitchen. A few days later, the King of Culinary Arts competition begins. The host gives the order. Mike and David pick the ingredients. Both of them use their knives. They quickly cut up all the ingredients and set them aside. Facing the newcomer Mike, David doesn't dare to relax. Steamed sea bass, braised prawns, braised pork with pot ears. Soon, David's 15 dishes are all ready to be cooked. Mike made a mediocre bowl of noodles. The 3 judges were puzzled, but then Mike spoke up and explained, because this is the taste of Mike's family. Mike came to David with the noodles. He got down on one knee and asked him to taste it. David was at a loss as to what to do. He didn't know what to do, but then his grandfather arrived just in time. Grandpa told him, "This is your son's cooking for you." The competitor was his long-lost son. David had a tear in the corner of his eye. It turns out that once he left home, Grandpa took Mike and moved to Singapore. David went back to look for them, but he couldn't find them. After 15 years of separation, the family had forgotten all about the game. They hugged each other tightly. They cried with emotion. In the end, David decided to give up the competition. He gave up the title of King of Cooks to his son, Mike. Father and son, under the leadership of their grandfather, they will make the Red Phoenix restaurant a new success.